Hello, I'm Sean Grabinski, the 911 Director for Muskegon Central Dispatch. I would like to thank you for taking the time to review this video, and hopefully it will answer some of the questions that you have about the upcoming surcharge ballot proposal on May 7th.
I'd like to talk about the current situation. The current equipment we use is analog network for communications instead of digital. That is comparable to listening to music on an 8-track or cassette, and when everyone else is listening with a CD or MP3 player. We have areas throughout Muskegon County that have limited to no radio communications with dispatch. Digital transmissions are now the national standard for public safety, and we do not meet those standards. The radio system is limited to voice-only transmissions and does not allow for data such as body cameras or in-car videos to be sent to dispatch. There are additional facility and technology requirements that need to be addressed and go hand in hand with essential communications. There is no space left for essential computer equipment. The current server room is over capacity and no longer sufficient to keep up with technology demands. It is small and cannot house any more equipment such as server racks and next generation 911 equipment. In addition, the critical cooling requirements are no longer sufficient and there's no backup when that unit fails. Mobile computers are used by our police officers and firefighters throughout Muskegon County and are essential to their day-to-day operations. These computers are no longer under warranty, and if repairable, it is costly, as the units are no longer made. We are fortunate to have a public safety fiber network that connects all 26 public safety agencies. The fiber is used for radio communications, administrative phones, and shared data network. When there is a fiber cut or damage, there is loss in communications because there is no backup system in place. Next slide I want to talk about is a communication island. What does that communication island mean for emergency responders? This map shows Oceana and Newaygo counties are on the statewide 800 megahertz radio network, and Kent and Ottawa counties are in the process of joining the network. The white towers represent current towers on the state network. As you can see, our communities are outlined in red. We will be a communication island because the surrounding counties will be on the 800 megahertz state radio network. Our public safety teams will lack the ability to communicate with neighboring counties during emergencies, which is critical for the communities adjoining other counties when additional resources are needed. Additionally, more importantly, is the ability to communicate with the 26 agencies within our county. During an emergency, our public safety teams rely on their neighboring cities or townships for equipment or personnel. There are only 2 talk channels when there is a multiple emergency occurring. Quite often, responders are not able to talk with dispatch because the radio channels are too busy. Also, there are daily radio transmissions that cannot be understood due to serious static. This creates delays in getting additional personnel or equipment to the emergency, but more important, it is that officer or firefighter's request that goes unheard. Now I'd like to explain how it all fits together. This slide shows the radio infrastructure, public safety radios, facility needs, and Muskegon Central Dispatch. So let's talk about the towers. As noticed on the previous slide, there are only 2 white towers in our area. We need to add or build 5 additional towers that are shown in yellow. These additional towers ensure our responders can communicate from inside a building. Mobiles and portables and pagers are needed for emergency responders throughout Muskegon County, as that allows them to talk to dispatch. The facility needs, the server room is too small and can't house the additional server racks needed for the radio system. As you can see, they're all looped together. The towers are needed to allow the mobiles and portables so they can talk to dispatch. Without facility improvements, there's no place for the network equipment. The project requires each component to be in place for it to work together, and it can't be completed in stages. So how do we get there? The ballot language. This slide is the actual ballot language that will be on the May 7th ballot and is available on our webpage. Surcharge funding. The next slide explains how 911 surcharge funding works. By state law, local 911 surcharge money can only be used for the specific purpose of constructing, operating, or maintaining 911 systems. The surcharge is payable directly to 911 and cannot be diverted or used for any other purpose. The surcharge rate is applied to all devices capable of dialing 911, such as landlines and cell phones. Funding will also be utilized for the radio infrastructure, radios for all public safety responders in Muskegon County, facility renovations, fiber backup, and to establish essential funding for capital replacement in the future. The current rate is 42 cents, one of the lowest in the state. Collection rate could begin July 1st, 2019. I've been asked why neighboring counties have a lower surcharge rate when project costs are similar. If a community has 600,000 people, they are able to collect on more devices. Example, a collection rate of 75 cents for 600,000 people per month would generate $450,000. But at that same rate of 75 cents on 130,000 devices, such as Muskegon County, devices would only collect $97,000. The next slide, we're going to show you how and where your money is going to be used. The majority of the funds will be spent on building the 5 new towers to join the state network and purchasing 1,700 communication devices for public safety responders. It will be utilized to secure funding for future replacements, facility upgrades and renovations, replacement of mobile computers for our public safety responders, and building a backup fiber path to ensure we have continuous and seamless communications. Thank you for taking the time to review this information. If you have any further questions, you can call me at 231-722-3524. There will also be information on our webpage, or you can follow us on Facebook.